Hello, everyone. Thank you so much to our home-based business class. We had some holidays and some travel, and it's been a little bit since we've been here, but we are here. We'll be back in about 3 weeks as well. But we just love these classes because we get to share with you guys all that a home-based business really is possible. It's actually a legit thing that you can do. We also share our stories, how we got into it, if it was our first choice to do, and why we chose the health and wellness field and why we chose the amazing company Young Living. So, with that, I'm going to turn it over to Sheila for her to tell her story, and then I'll tell a little of my story and we'll get into some actual data.
Hello, everybody. And I am so excited to be here. I've been away a little while. I was just sharing off camera or off recording anyway, about how I had to make my health a top priority because of some pain issues that I was going through. But what does that have to do with anything? What that has to do with is this business, what Tashina said. Why did we get into this business? Everything that I used to help me get through these pain issues had to do with my being a part of Young Living. Not only is it about the oils, but it's also about proper nutrition, supplementation, proper mindset, proper how to do things naturally. All of that comes from my 13 now years with being with Young Living. And so I'm just ecstatic to talk to everybody about what this opportunity does. Yes, it's an opportunity for a home-based business, but it is so much more. It is an opportunity to change your life in every way. And I won't be able to get into all the things that Young Living has helped me to change or facilitated or been a foundation for me. But I will get into a few things, let you know how I got started, and I'll make it really, really brief. And then I'll let you know how I got to where I'm at really, really briefly. This is just like the speed course, basically. But I got started in Young Living, like I said, 13 years ago. And I got started because my sister actually contacted me. And Young Living oils were the first thing that she found that were natural, pure, and without chemicals that could help her daughter. At the time, her daughter was having some fatigue issues. And so she contacted me excited about what the products were doing in her her daughter's life. And I just went along to go along, right? It was like, okay, there's some oils. How could that do anything? 13 years ago, aromatherapy wasn't big. It's big now, and it's so grateful that people know, at least some people know, about the power of essential oils. But I just went along to get along. And I ordered from her. And the things that I was going through at the time that I ordered were two major things. One, I had a 2-year-old. I had 6 kids, but my youngest was 2. And I went off hormonally when I had him, or when I got pregnant with him. And after I had him, was crying all the time. I was a sad mom. I was not a happy camper. And I was thrown off hormonally. The other thing that I was going through is that I had some achiness, some neck pain, and it just wouldn't go away no matter what I did. It just was always stiff, achy, that type of thing. And within 3 weeks, both of those situations were gone, guys. 3 weeks is all it took. And it wasn't 3 weeks, and I believe these oils will work. I didn't know they would work. I didn't believe they would work. I was just saying, okay, on the package it says do this, so I'm just going to do it, right? 3 weeks, and I was amazed. And that led me to seek more understanding about essential oils, then to seek more understanding about Young Living and this company. And then one day I woke up, my eyes were open, and I said, is this something that I could possibly do? It absolutely is. Why? Because of the changes that it made in my life, whether I was in a business or not. I was going to tell people about Young Living. I was already telling everybody about it. I was shoving essential oils in under people's noses. Okay. I was a little annoying. I learned how to curtail that a little bit, but it's a gift, and it was gifted to me, and I wanted to gift it to other people. So I set out to start this home-based business just because I love the product. And from that, I went on to totally transform my health and transform our lives as a family, being able to work from home, still be able to homeschool my kids because I was homeschooling, and the joy of homeschooling came back because I started to not like it anymore after when I was going through my hormonal issues. The joy was back. The hormonal issues were gone, and I was able to grow a Young Living business to what's called now the rank of platinum. And I know that doesn't mean a whole lot right now, but I think, Tashina, you showed the income. So pay attention to the income disclosure statement that Tashina will be showing later, and then it will show you the price, not the price range, but the income range for all the different ranks. I was able to go to platinum, and then because of that, also be able to finance some other joys and businesses in my life. One is becoming a coach, a transformation coach, and another one is owning our horse stable, which we purchased 2 years ago. And so what I'm here to tell you is that this is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to move forward in a way that you design. It's an opportunity for you to design your life. And it is an opportunity, especially during these times when so many people are concerned about their jobs. They're concerned about, I'm trying to speak politically correctly. They're concerned about just job security. There we go. They're concerned about their job security. This is a grand opportunity for you to start to design your life. And I'm going to be around for the end of this after Tashina speaks, goes through the quick slideshow. And if there's any questions, happy to answer. And then I think that's it. Thank you, Tashina, and everybody listening.
Thank you so much. Yes, so we will definitely have some questions for you at the end. And with that, I'm going to go into my story. So, again, just like Sheila, this is not something I was looking for. This is not something at the time the Young Living came into my life. I was in the automotive industry in the emergency response team for General Motors. And at some points in time, I could be working up to 80 hours a week. And then on top of that, doing 20 hours volunteer service. So that was only once a month. The rest of the time I was working, 45 to 60 hours a week. But so this was nothing that I was looking for. But I got desperate enough with all the health issues that I was going through that I had no choice but to go the natural route. I just got too desperate that was the only thing. That was the only thing I hadn't tried. So from 2012 to 2014, I got issue after issue. I first started having gut issues. I had high blood pressure, which almost everyone in my group, because of our stress levels, had that. And that's the world that I came from. Like everybody they either got high cholesterol or high blood pressure, and you just started taking your medication when you were in your mid 30s. That's just what happens in the automotive industry. And then I started to have hormone issues, which resulted in me excessively bleeding 25 days out of the month, which was so not fun, especially on months that only have 28 days. And no one could find me solutions. I had body pain from that. I already had allergies and eczema and all these other things that I wasn't even looking for solutions for. And then, of course, with all this on top of it, now on 7 medications, gaining weight, then I was feeling depressed. So I was legit just at the end of 2014, like, okay, well, first of all, you have to do the basics. Because again, when you're working sometimes up to 60 to 80 hours a week, then you don't want to cook. So I was eating Taco Bell. We were eating Buffalo Wild Wings and pizza at work. I was not eating enough meals. I was not drinking enough water. So I just started with that. I did a boot camp in October of 2016. I actually did right before that. I walked the Mackinac Bridge, which is here in Michigan. You can walk that on Labor Day weekend without training, even though I knew I was going to bleed through my clothes, my issues. So I walked that to start my exercise. I started exercising on a Wii U, and I did a boot camp, and I lost 20 pounds in 6 weeks. And since then, I've exercised every day regularly. I may have missed 1 or 2 days here and there, but I mean, I will be out of town, y'all, and I will go for my walk. I do a 30-minute walk. Right now I'm waking up and doing my sit-ups and my push-ups, but pretty much been pretty consistent since then. I've done other boot camps. I'll do other, get on Amazon and challenge myself to do like a 21-day challenge and stuff. But then I still was on all this medication after that. So I had a little bit more energy. So I just tried to Google my way to good health. So I was looking up vitamins for women, and I was looking up all these things, and I was spending $200 on Amazon.com or Vitamin World or Vitamin Shop just to try to find some natural thing that would support what I was going through, and none of it worked. And then at the same time, I had a couple friends that were like on Facebook talking about, I'm diffusing lavender and it smells amazing. And I was like, whatever, they trying to sell me something. But one of the goals that I had was to try to, because I had been so sick for so long, I didn't have a social life. I wasn't getting out to be around people. So one of my goals was just to have the energy to be around people, because being around people makes me happy. I'm usually an extrovert. So someone had a house party where they were going to have the oils, and I marked interested because I didn't know what my energy levels were going to be, because it would depend on how much iron I had on my system and how much I bled that day. And I showed up to the house party, and they were surprised because I'm actually interested. I never changed it to going, with the intention of not buying oils because oils didn't work. Because I bought some from Amazon and they didn't do anything for me. So I was like, whatever. I don't need. I got my plugins and stuff. What do I need essential oils to make my house smell good? If that's all there's for, I got stuff to make my house smell good already. I coupon and get that stuff for cheap, right? So I had Panaway put on my body. It relieved the tension that I was constantly feeling in my neck from all the stress. And my life was radically changed. It was never the same. And I was like, these oils are different. The world needs to know. I'm like, I'm not really into these little oils things, but I'm pretty sure my sister, she kind of weird like that. She likes essential oils. And my stepmom, I think she kind of weird like that. She like essential oils. So I'm going to have a house party. I didn't even have the money for my kit that day, but I was going to have a house party because I knew that there was something different about these oils and these products, and I knew that the world had to know. So I made my decision as soon as Panaway was placed in my body. You'll hear other people's stories, and I'll be like, because it was MLM, I didn't want to do it, and it was icky, and a year and a half, and 10 years, and whatever. I just was like, they work, and people need to know. I didn't know what the comp plan was. I didn't know I was going to make money. I just knew that this worked, and the world needed to know. I just made that decision right after Panaway was shared with me. And through that, then I started to have so many results. Like within 2 weeks, I was able to have Ninja Red and one other liquid supplement, and my iron levels were changed, and the rest of my mineral levels were changed because it helps absorption. And so my calcium went up, and all my other minerals went up because I was taking Ninja Red. And then a couple weeks later, I started doing the Happy Day protocol and joy, and I started understanding how essential oils could help with my emotions. And from there, I just continue to share. And so for me right now, and it's also given me the opportunity to pursue other things and to add on other things. So you guys know that, like, now I'm a certified holistic wellness coach and a life coach with all these other things underneath it. Like, it's all very, very specific. And so I've been able to use a lot of these skills for business professionals. I've been able to do lunch and learns on mindfulness, and people will get on there and they'll say, I tried deep breathing and it don't work. And I'm like, well, stack modalities, try some essential oils with it. I'm sure it'll work if you use some essential oils. And so my main goal is to help people feel well, because when I was sick, I would have done anything to feel better. I would have done anything to throw away those 7 medications. I don't take allergy medication anymore. I don't take eczema because of all the other things that Sheila talked about, right? Like, it wasn't just the oils, it was the I didn't know that the plug-ins and those little poofy things, Airwicks that I love so much, were the reason why I still had respiratory issues. I didn't know that my addiction to Bath and Body Works was the reason why I still had eczema. And if I cut that out and started using non-toxic stuff, I wouldn't need eczema medicine anymore. And so it was the holistic eating well, all of those things that I learned from being in this community. Like, everyone that's on my team, we have an event coming up from Shannon Hudson where we get to learn from doctors, we get to learn from millionaires, we get to, like, and we're paying $30 to get that information. That all of that information together was what helped me change my life. So with that, I am going to go into the slides that we have in our home-based business class. And we're going to get into a little bit of details and other things for you to think of when it comes to the benefits. So again, why now's the best time to start a business and why home-based business might not be a bad idea. I already talked about my story. So I just love this slide, y'all. I was just out of town, right? And how did I get from the airport to my hotel when I was out of town? I used a newer version of Uber, which is Lyft, right? So in 2008, 2010, here in the United States, it was known as the Big Recession. I work in the automotive industry. We had consequences. I almost lost my house in 2010 because of job issues. But these companies were created during those years. Why? Because they solved a need. When people couldn't drive around as much, well, they needed ways to communicate with people. When they couldn't fly because they didn't have any expendable income to take the vacations and go see their family in other countries, they needed a way to connect with them. And that's where WhatsApp and Instagram came in. Some other people created small businesses, and that's when Venmo and Square came in. People needed discounts, and Groupon was created to fill that need. And people needed ideas, and Pinterest was created. And people needed another way to travel around, and Uber was created. So at times when companies were going out of business, these companies that filled a need were created and are now million and billion dollar companies. So why network marketing? So we are very clear. This is a network marketing company. This is a multi-level marketing company. Just today, I saw in a natural hair Facebook group a nice, beautiful, wonderful post bashing multi-level marketing companies. Tell me your story about the time that your cousin invited you to dinner and then flipped the script on you and then wanted you to join some travel thing or whatever. Right? So we know that there are some negative experiences, but just please keep in mind, there's also negative experiences at dealerships, and I work in the automotive industry. There's also negative experiences when you go to the doctor's office. There's also negative experiences everywhere. And please understand that we do things differently around here, and that there are some the benefits of a network marketing company as a home-based business. And what are some of those benefits? You can build it part-time anytime. So last week, well, a week and a half ago, technically, I got an email on Friday and said, I need you to be at this plant in the other side of your state on Tuesday. And I was like, okay, thanks for letting me know right now. It's my plant that I manage. And I already had a class that was on the books that Tuesday night that had been on my books for 6 weeks. And because of the time that we're in right now, because we're doing this in 2021, all the things I'm doing are online. So I didn't have to miss a beat. I drove there, I went to the plant, and I still was able to conduct my class because I can do it anywhere. I can do it in my free time, even when my schedule changes, and I get to pick the times that I do it. You can launch the business for as little as $500 to $1,000. And now, right now, we're talking about a general network marketing company, right? Because you can choose to do something else. Young Living, usually people start for a lot less than that. Right now with Young Living, you can start your business for about $250. You get your kit and then you get your business building kit. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So here you have different individuals from different areas that are working together to give you educational information. Business partners have a vested interest in you. So the more people that I help get healthy, the better that they feel, the more products they want to buy. And the individuals who say, hey, I wanna make $500 a month with this, the more I help them, then I get like 1% of what they do. You can create enough tax deductions alone to make it worthwhile. This is one of the parts that I love. So before I go full time, this is one of the things that is just amazing, right? So I just was out of town having a whole bunch of fun in New York and New Jersey. But why did I go? I went to a fashion show to make business connections. I ended up spending time with two friends. Both of them got a wellness scan for me. One of them I showed some presentations. We exchanged recipes for essential oils. So my entire trip, every single day, another friend, I gave her some, I gifted her some oils because she needs some help with her immune system. Every single day, I talk business. Therefore, check with your tax professional so that you know what's deductible, what's allowed, all the things. I can't do that for you. But parts of all of that trip were deductible because I talked business every single day of my trip. And anyone here who knows me knows that happens that have traveled with me knows that happens. I give out samples every single time I'm traveling with other people. They'll see my diffuser if they're staying with me. I'm always talking business every single day of every single trip, even when it's vacation, which makes part of those trips tax deductible. Plus part of my cell phone, part of my office space, all the things. So that is a huge benefit if you're actually working this business like a business, right? You can learn it while you earn it. So if I today say I want to change my career and I want to be a medical assistant, then I'm probably going to have at least a year of schooling before I even make something. With this, the day you buy your kit is the day you can start earning and get a check the next month. You just start inviting your friends and family to come to the same classes that you're coming to and to get the same scan that you're getting and to order their products, and you can start earning right away. You can earn an extra $500, $1,000, $5,000 or more a month. And you have people that are in this training that are doing that and more. And for the training that we're going to have in person next weekend, you have individuals that are doing a lot more than that. With time and success, your income will be produced by hundreds, perhaps thousands. And that's one of the greatest benefits. That's really what it's all about. For me, the fact that I know over the past 6 years that at least 600 people have had the opportunity to get healthy and well. Not all of them chose to do it, but they have that opportunity. That's my current goal. I want to go from helping hundreds of people to helping thousands of people. Now, why health and wellness? Because you can choose a home-based business and it can be makeup. It can be bags. It can be technology, communications, all types of different things. But why would you want to choose health and wellness? Well, the global wellness market reached approximately $4.75 trillion in 2019. The health and wellness industry growth rate is 6.4%. So it's a growing industry. And it's so diverse. The categories include complementary medicine, preventive medicine, healthy eating, nutrition, weight loss, spa economy, physical activity, personal care, beauty, anti-aging, and more. And as we'll talk about on the next slide, Young Living has all of that. So why Young Living? Young Living owns their own farms or partners with other farms that have the highest standards. They have industry-leading research and testing and seed-to-sale promise unmatched in the industry. They have 25 plus years of experience, now 27, plus 10 years of research before that. low startup costs, and largest selection of essential oils, oil infused products, and toxic-free lifestyle brands. At the end of almost every month, I have a friend who doesn't pay attention to much of what I do, and they say, hey girl, I'm trying to hit a goal. Would you mind taking a look at my page and buying a little something for me?" And usually 9 times out of 10 is something I have. Like, they will come to me and they try to sell me makeup when I got the best makeup on the planet. They will come to me and try to sell me skincare, and I got the best skincare on the planet. They will come to me about their little shake or weight loss thing, and I got that in addition to my essential oils because we have so many lifestyle brands as part of our company. So this is what Sheila mentioned at the beginning. This is the average monthly income for Young Living ranks. So when you start out, you're a distributor and you can choose to stay there. And in order to be considered a distributor, what you need to do is buy if you're in the US, you need to buy our brand ambassador kit. That makes you an actual distributor with the possibility to earn a check and to share with other people. The first rank that you hit after that is our star rank. And on average, that makes $75 a month, which is great because in order to get all of your commissions, you need to spend 100 in point value, or about $100 USD per month. So you're covering most of that by being a star and making that average. The next one is senior star. Average is about $235, which is also great because that covers most months spending 300 point value, or about $300 US. You can get a bunch of free stuff as well as get a lot of other perks. And so that covers almost that $300 order if you're at senior star. The next is executive, which makes on average $425. And the next is silver, which is the rank that I'm at, which makes on average $2,000 a month. Gold makes on average $5,700 a month. Platinum, which is the rank that Sheila is, makes on average $14,000 a month. Diamond, which is the rank of the individual that is hosting this in-person training that everyone in Michigan and Ohio needs to be at, makes on average $36,000 a month. And she always states from stage over and over, some people are above average. Just to let you know, because she's been a diamond for a while. So she says that she's above average and averages around $36,000 per month. Crown Diamond is $65,000 per month, and Royal Crown Diamond is $145,000 per month. And I'm not sure if I know we do have a Crown Diamond that will be there. I'm not sure if there will be a Royal Crown Diamond that's there, but that is the information that we wanted to share with you. And with that, I will turn it back over to Sheila just to do a little bit of recap and add a few things on.
All righty. So, was it this morning? Yeah, this morning. I was writing down I'm going through some training, and I was writing down my values. And I thought I would share my values with you. This is a good exercise to do for everyone. What are your values? But I'm sharing my values with you to show you how Young Living fits the bill, so to speak, for these values that I have. And maybe you have some of these same values, and that's why I'm sharing it with you, because when you know your values, you know your mission, you know your values, then you know what areas you might need to tweak, right? If you're not living in alignment with your values, you might want to see where you can tweak some areas, because when you live in alignment with your values, then it's easier to live with joy and with passion and with without stress and without overwhelm. So my top values, I just scribbled down this list. I want to read it to you really quickly. My First value is God. And so how does Young Living fit the bill with God? The way that I see that Young Living fits the bill is that I have, and we all have, something that God has placed in us, giftings, talents. And for me, Young Living helps me to be able to live out my passions, my giftings, and my talents. And some of my giftings and talents are for teaching and for educating, and also for understanding and encouragement. And I'm able to do all those things for a living. That's my living, is being able to live out those giftings and talents that God has given to me, that I think are very, very important for me as a value, to be able to share those giftings and talents, because I don't believe that God just gave them to me for me. He gave them to me to develop and be able to bless others. One of the things I've always wanted to do is be blessed to be a blessing. And so Young Living helps me to be blessed to be a blessing to others. Another key value of mine is health, my health. And I would just want to say, at 58 years old, well, I'll be 58 in November this year. I've never been on prescription drugs. I don't have any chronic illnesses. I did have an issue with some pain issues, and I was able to turn that around relatively quickly with the knowledge and the things that I've gained through Young Living and other sources, other health sources, and also with the essential oils and with our supplements. I've been able to turn that around. And again, blessed to be a blessing. I now want to help other people that might be having some pain issues, and I'm able to do these things through Young Living, having some pain issues, and be able to make some suggestions of some natural ways of alleviating that pain. But health is huge. And of course, this is a health and wellness company. And so everything about Young Living is about being healthy. And that's how that fits the bill for me, to be able to live in alignment with my values. The other is education. Education is very, and I don't mean school education, I mean more self-education, and being able to educate myself. And Young Living offers lots of opportunity for self-education in the areas of health and well-being. So it's your overall life, even in well-being, in finances, in relationships, in every area of life. There's an aspect of Young Living that will touch upon that and help you live in alignment with that. Family is huge for me. That's another one of my huge values. And with Young Living, I've been able to provide a legacy for my family. I've been able to include my kids in my business. We work together, we play together. My husband and I are in the business together. We're in other businesses together. This whole family togetherness is something that I've wanted since I started having children, and I'm able to see that come into fruition because of Young Living. And then lastly, I value freedom, and I value the freedom to make my own decisions for my life, to design my life, to work when I want, to work where I want. Young Living has helped me to be able to work from home so that I could be at home to homeschool my children and raise my children. Young Living has helped me have the financial freedom to do some of the things that we desire, to invest in other areas, to invest in our horse barn, but also investment in myself. I had a 2-hour massage yesterday. I invest in my self-care. A 2-hour massage ain't cheap, but I'm able to invest in myself. I don't have those limitations. And so to be able to have that freedom to make those choices in my life that I feel that I know are bettering my life, that's contributing to the overall health and well-being in every area of my life, Young Living fits that bill to be able to give me that freedom. And not just me, but so many others who are a part of Young Living. So I value all those things. And the last thing that I'll mention is I do value like-minded community. I do value being where people are positive about their health, where people are positive about where they're going in life, where people are positive about their self-development, people are positive about their outlook. And Young Living, community, family fits the bill for that as well. So maybe you have some of those values yourself. And maybe I hope that helped you to see how Young Living might actually be the answer to helping you live in alignment with your values. This is very important for your mental health, is living in alignment with your values. So with that, I will end.
Well, I have a question. So,
Mhm.
we have a lot of new people that are on fire. Some just about the products, some already are good with sharing, that have started like within the last 3 months. So, if they've just started, all they've done is like recently talked, they haven't really digged into their virtual office, they don't really know anything about the business, what would you say would be some of the first steps that they need to do? They didn't even start with a brand ambassador kit. Like, what would they need to do? You fired them up. What would they need to do when they get off this call?
That is a great question. If you were given this call, this recording by someone, that person is your point of contact, and that person is on fire enough to have passed this on to you. And so if someone has passed this on to you, you want to get back in touch with that person. Now, you don't know anything yet, but that's the cool thing about Young Living, because the person that passed this on to you is at least one point of contact that you have to help guide you along the way, to help you to start sharing with others about Young Living. The other thing is, you will also have other people in your organization, in your upline, that can help guide you. Okay, that's the live people. Those are people that are, you could touch and talk to and feel. We also have lots of trainings online that you can be directed to learn. So if you're on fire, be on fire enough to take the first steps. This is your first step. So now go on to the next step. The next step is you have to be empowered. You have to decide in your brain, in your mind, that you want changes in your life, that you want to design your life. So nobody is responsible but you to move forward with that. And it doesn't take a lot to move forward with that, and contact the person that connected you, and then move on. Tashina, you mentioned the virtual office. Go into your virtual office. You have a virtual office that has been designated for you to be able to go in and start reading. Invest in yourself. Invest in the change that you want to see, because this does not happen without you investing in yourself mentally. You've already invested to some degree by having a virtual office. You've bought some product. You have to now invest mentally. And if you need some help with that, you have people to help you with that. See, that's the thing. You're not alone. You are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You're not alone. You have a supportive community, but we're not mind readers. So that means you have to reach out, right? Just reach out. And as you reach out, you will get what you need. Just reach out.
Absolutely, 100% agree. So yeah, the virtual office again, when at this point in time in the US, if you start with some products and then you say, "Hey, I want to share with people," you go into that virtual office, you buy that brand ambassador kit, which is only $30, and then you start looking for videos. There's plenty of videos in there for you to start consuming, and you start writing down questions and you start working with the person that gave you this recording or invited you or that you usually get in touch with. So
I'll add one other thing. Use the product. Whatever product you got, start using it like your life depends on it. Okay. Your life might depend on it, depending on what might be going on with you and what you got. But I say that because that's going to keep the excitement fresh, right? So start using it. And then depending on what you got, you might need to get more in order so you can start experiencing. Can you imagine how I felt when I was hormonally, like, I didn't even know I was hormonally off. I just knew I was crying all the time. I just knew I had 6 kids and I just wanted to walk away from all of them. Just like, why do I have 6 kids? I was not happy I literally had my younger brother, who is about 20 years younger than I am. He literally came to live with me so he could grocery shop for me. I wasn't going grocery shopping, okay? I wasn't doing the basic needs for my family, and he came in to live with me. Praise God, I'm glad I had some help to come in and literally help me take care of my kids because it was not working for me. And can you imagine how I felt 3 weeks later? I actually started turning around in 1 week, but by 3 weeks later, I had my joy back. I could have actually kicked my brother out and said, I don't need you anymore. But he stayed on for a little while and just kind of found his own gig after that. But can you imagine how I felt? The fire that I had about this company and these products, because it made such a profound difference in my life. That is how you're going to stay in excitement mode, because you'll have a story. You'll have to go, I cannot believe that this has happened. And could you imagine that neck pain that I had for 20 years of my life? It was gone in 3 weeks. 20 years of my life, and it was gone in 3 weeks. Can you imagine how I felt, how I wanted to shout from the house, the rooftops? And I did. And I took this on. So use the product plus reaching out. And that's exactly what I did. I reached out. I said, oh my goodness, I have to know what is going on. What's with these products? What's with this company? And can I do it? And
Sheila,
absolutely,
so
I did.
question, did you just start with a kit? I know it would have been way, way different, but did you just start with a kit?
I
And
started
how,
with 2 kits.
okay, well,
Ningxia Red kit. And you mentioned Ningxia Red. Oh my goodness. Everybody should be drinking Ningxia Red. I've been drinking Ningxia Red since. So I started with the Ningxia Red kit and what was our essential oils kit. So it was basically the same, just different packaging.
okay.
And I started with both.
So just by using what came in your kit every single day, because Shannon always says this, people get so caught up in, I got to spin around 3 times and I can't touch the top and I need to know exactly how to do it. She's like, just when you get your kit, use all of the oils 3 times a day, every single day. If you do that, your life will change. Like I have people who were in menopause and they're like, I just started using everything in a kit and it balanced out my hormones. Like, stop getting all caught up in the oils, know what to do, where to go. And yes, if you got some real chronic stuff and you need, and we can look at your scan and see exactly what you need and all that other stuff. But the first most important thing, because I constantly have people, they'll get on my calendar and I'll be like, okay, so what have you been using? Because they'll be like, I'm all this. And I'll be like, what have you been using? Nothing. And they want me. I'm like, I don't do magic. Like, I'm not going to tell you something different and give you one thing and you use it one time and then magically it's gone. I need you to use what you got. Just use what you got every day, multiple times a day. Y'all would freak out if y'all see how much I use. But just use what you got at least 3 times a day when you're starting out. Shannon Hudson is always like, use every single oil 3 times a day, every day. A month from now, your life will have changed.
Yeah. And it may not even take a month. And yes, I did not know what the oils did. I did not say I'm going to put this oil on my neck to help my neck. All I knew, we had this little instruction booklet that said, put oils on the back of your neck. That's one place you can put them. Bottom of your feet, back of your neck. It's like, okay, back of the neck problem gone. I didn't know it was going to do anything for my hormones. I didn't know what it was going to do. I just knew that they said, the booklet said back of the neck, bottom of your feet. So I was like, okay, back of my neck and bottom of my feet. I didn't know which oil. I did gravitate to specific oils, right? And I think our bodies just do that. So intuitively, there are some oils that I was using and guess what? it actually were oils that help those particular situations, but I had no idea. So you're right. People get caught up in, I don't know what to do or how to do it. So I'm just not doing anything. And that's really, really too bad. And I'm glad you shared that about Shannon Hudson, because that really isn't just put the oils on, just put them on, see which ones you love. The ones you love, just slather all over you. The ones you hate, slather all over you too, because if you hate it, you probably really need it. So put those on too. Just put them on the bottom of your feet and put on your shoes, and then you don't have to worry about it, right?
Yep.
But just the oils don't work unless you use them. And when you use them, you will know why we're as passionate about them as we are. You will experience the same thing. I love that. 3 times a day, just get them on. Get your kit, get them on.
Well, alrighty. If there's no other questions, then I guess we'll end this call, and the replay will be available in about 30 minutes. Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you, Tashina, again, for a wonderful meeting.
Bye.
Bye-bye.